2021. Where do we begin? I started this year right where I left off last year with dancing, specifically with taking private lessons. I also began documenting along the way the entire experience of taking lessons and practicing as I honed my craft. In many ways, vlogging this year has been a blessing and the biggest encouragement as I look back on my dancing this year and how much has changed and improved, particularly when I'm feeling down or unconfident about my own dancing. The footages have played such a big role in helping me recognize the small victories, the small progress I've had, and ultimately keep me motivated. I'll never forget getting on the dance floor of my very first proper competition. I was definitely very much in my head with my nerves leading up to it. But it opened me up and it allowed me a glimpse of what could be, of the confidence that I strive for, and gave me a feeling of what that was. And would ultimately keep me inspired and at it with practicing and continuing on despite the challenges, and keep me just inspired in general with ballroom dancing as well as my own personal development journey. Shortly after being fully vaccinated, I took a trip to Chicago to get out a bit and resume the travel goals that had been put on hold for more than a year. This trip kind of served as a way for me to more fully reflect on myself, sit with myself and my feelings. Along with my brother, of which tagged along as a graduation trip. And a time to spend some quality brotherly time together, as well as get back to a sense of normalcy amidst the unprecedented nature of events that had been the world since the pandemic. Fast forward, who would have known this trip would help kickstart one of my several major travels for me later this year. During the summer, I took a trip to the West Coast and sunny California for the first time. A well-needed vacation, and to soak in some of that sunshine before getting back to cloudy Pittsburgh in the East Coast. Grateful for every chance I got to travel, particularly getting to see the Pacific and just see America from sea to shining sea. And despite being nearly 3,000 miles away from home, the familiarity amidst the newness symbolizes perfectly the importance of putting oneself in diverse and uncomfortable situations. And such experiences do not have to be necessarily scary, and that one can absolutely find comfort, familiarity. And just as one wave ripples through, sometimes you just have to ride along and see where life takes you. And in this case, in-person ballroom dancing and ballroom competitions. I competed in my second competition this year with my new dance partner. We proceeded to practice and grow together in our dancing and just getting to know one another. After having danced solo for the past year since starting ballroom dance in general, I especially appreciated this opportunity to learn how to establish connection and truly dance with someone. It's not as simple as it seems. We later competed in my third and largest competition this year at Ohio Star Ball in Columbus, Ohio, and ended up finaling for the first time. A highlight for my ballroom dancing journey, but also a symbol of all the growth and development that has come before.
Thank you, dancer.
I started out this year taking that next step with dancing, particularly in anticipation of things to look better and to finally see some light at the end of the tunnel of this historic pandemic. We had a vaccine at the end of last year, and it was just a matter of time before we could hopefully get a sense of normalcy again. I also got down to work and hit the books, and put some time for my career goals. Looking back, I like to think that I've definitely had a more fruitful and productive year than I expected. Even if I didn't think that sometimes, but I'm trying to learn to recognize the small steps and celebrate the small victories, and be more forgiving of myself. I was able to travel and discover new places and new connections with others. I was able to dance with people and feel a sense of community again. But more importantly, I was able to put myself out there and begin the process of worrying less about how others think of me and loving myself a little bit more. And to understand that this learning and growing process is different on everyone's terms, and as such, things will change and people and friendships will come and go. While no one can predict the future, especially in this environment, we can learn to keep an open mind and treat others as authentically as one would with themselves, with grace, kindness, and patience. We'll all get there somewhere, I promise.